Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. So I'm going to talk about the astrology for tomorrow. It's pretty much already started. We have a yod. So a yod is an alignment that looks like a triangle with an apex point where the major change would happen. Now the yod in astrology is an aspect where the energy between the two planetary systems or two planets forms an alignment that is sextile, and then the energy of these planets is supposed to build up like a volcano and build to a boiling point where the apex point is where the change would happen. Now, they even say in tarot and astrology that in tarot, the king, any of the king cards are yods because they're the ones that would make the change happen. Not so much a page, not so much any of the minor arcana, it would be the king. So we have something happening here, yod energy. It has to do with Mars and the North Node in Gemini. So we have karmic communication with passion behind that, fire energy of Mars, forceful energy, but it's mostly North Node. So the North Node is called Rahu. It's called the head of a dragon, where it's very voracious. So it's everything that you are seeing, perceiving, everything that you can see and perceive. So this energy has Mars with it right now. So everything is intensified. So karma, because if you go after this without any thought, without any consideration of morals, values, ethics, or anything, you know, it's actually a turning point in your life. So you could actually make something great happen, or it could cause like some kind of problem. But most of the time, that's why it's called a hand of fate or destiny, because the energy of a yod is so strong. So it's not always North Node, but tomorrow it is North Node with Mars in the third house of communication with friends, family, siblings, neighbors. It has to do with words that are spoken or written. So texting, emails, phone calls, anything that you see or you hear, perceive, North Node energy would also be something that people are very, they're going after. Now this energy is connecting to the sun in Aries. So North Node and Mars connecting over to the fire, which is the most dominant energy in the solar system of the sun. So our sun is masculine and the moon is feminine, receptive. Water energy of Cancer, the moon or the sun is associated with Leo. So fixed energy of a fire sign leader. But we have here the sun in the fire sign of Aries. Now, this energy here is very potent because we have communication, we have Mars, we have a pressure cooker buildup of this energy of the self and the god of war. But it doesn't have to be negative. It can be a very positive and creative energy. So you can sort of see it across down to the sun in Aries. Now the triangle goes straight up to the moon in Scorpio. So like I've said before, the 8th house, which is Scorpio in astrology, has to do with deep water. So deep, what is deep water? Deep emotions, deep feelings, what's going on beneath the surface, which can be secrets coming up to the surface because of this powerful energy of the yod. Now the moon is receptive. It's intuition, it's your water, it's your feelings. So it has to do with the way that you're going to feel. And it will be intensified. It's in water energy of Scorpio, but Scorpio is ruled by Mars. So Scorpio is connected to Mars here, down to Aries and up to Scorpio. It's extremely intense feelings, extremely intense emotions. It can be soulmates because it's the life cycle, birth and death and everything in between that you share with a person. And the moon can be things that are hidden. It can be mysterious, mystical, mysterious. But the moon rules over the 4th house. So the 4th house is about home and safety. Now, and being comfortable in the energy of Cancer. But the moon can be fear. So if you don't know what to expect, if you don't know what's going on, if it's hidden, you could be very fearful. So the sun here connecting to Mars, of course, could always be anger, frustration, rage. North node would be karma. You know, you just fly off the handle and tell someone off and then go quit your job, which you don't necessarily want to do under this energy unless you are sure that this is like your karma, your way, this is what you're going to do. It's a pivot. So once you get to that pivot point, that's a change. So you quit your job and you tell everybody off, or you know, that's pretty much it. It's done. Or if a secret comes out, Scorpio energy, because of deep investigation of the North Node and Mars and the Sun, intense energies of the self and communication, people could be investigating each other. This could come up in a secret being revealed. Scorpio is about things that are beneath the surface, deep water connection, secrets, investigation, wanting to go deeper. Now, Scorpio energy is also soul bonds. So it has to do with the people that you are spending your days and your nights with, your life with, and the soul connection that you have with those people. But Scorpio here is squared to Saturn. Saturn is about responsibility, discipline, and being responsible, as well as having a good reputation. So there could be something here that comes out that is a secret, that, you know, someone's reputation could be influenced by this, but it's squared to Uranus and Taurus. There's also a tension between innovation and rebellion and new things. You know, how do we have new ideas if you're not going to take a risk? Because Uranus wants you to take a risk. Aries takes a risk. Mars would be taking risks. But if you're wanting to be safe and take no risks and just be falling in line, that would be sort of Saturn energy. Saturn wants you to be responsible and also to sort of be obligated to others, whereas the Sun in Aries would be personal power, self-power. So tomorrow's the 10 to fate or destiny. I didn't make this up. This is something in astrology that, like I said, it's the kings. So we have two T-squares, Uranus and Taurus. A T-square is where there's a tension with an opposition. So the opposition is between Uranus and Taurus and the moon in Scorpio. So rebellion, breaking free, breaking the norm, and then the moon in Scorpio, deep water, deep investigation, secrets, things that are hidden coming to the surface. The other T-square is the opposition between Leo energy, which is courage, and Saturn in Aquarius, which is personal and collective responsibility, a crackdown. It's doing things you should do as opposed, you know, as opposed to what you want to do. And then we have the rising Scorpio moon. So like I said before, Scorpio moon is very intense because it's not just small things. It comes up from beneath the surface. It has to do with your creative spirit as well. Scorpio is very creative. It's very passionate. So two T-squares and this big yacht energy of the moon in Scorpio, North Node in Gemini. The North Node is where people can be very successful, so it's really helpful to know where the North Node axis point or of the moon was when you were born. So you would have to know your birth time or around what time you were born. If you have a North Node in a certain sign, that would be pretty much your karma, what you're here to fulfill, and what you would be very successful at. So if you went after something, because you'd be very obsessed with it. Now, North Node in Gemini is obsessed with communication, obsessed with learning or reading and writing, but it's not like Sagittarius. It's not like higher learning. This is just communication, like talk. It could even be gossip. North Node, going after this. Duality too. Gemini is duality. It's the two sides of a self. It's the two faces. You're one way to the public, and then you're another way behind closed doors. And if that sort of has a secretive aspect to it, it could just sort of come out. Now, Mars in Gemini gives it that extra force. Anytime Mars is in a sign, Mars brings with it the energy of Aries and Scorpio, very intense, fiery energy of personal power, and it brings that into the sign that it's in. So Gemini is about talking and communicating. We also have rising Scorpio and the sun in Aries. So intense feelings, intense emotions, a lot of personal power. And then we have actually the cradle. The cradle is a comfort zone. So where can you find your comfort zone here? You can find your comfort zone by being Venus in Aries, by being compassionate and being peaceful. Venus is about, it rules over Taurus and Libra. It's about balance, equality, peace, nice things, pleasure, things that bring you a feeling of pleasure. Now, Libra energy is balanced, like it's peaceful, it's balanced. Things are equality, you know, there's equality. There could be some anger here, but we do have this sort of cradling energy of compassion, with also Saturn, which is rules and regulation, fall in line, follow the rules, you know, don't go too crazy. It's kind of this comfort zone. So it's almost like if people want to, you know, be crazy in some way, you have to sort of be crazy in like a sort of regulated like way, like be, you know, within a zone of some kind. So really interesting Aries season energy that we have here for Wednesday. I really like it a lot, but anytime that there is a yod with two T-squares and a cradle, it makes me think, what is going to happen, and then how do we deal with it? So whatever happens with this yod, whatever happens, whatever boils up, it could be emotions boiling up, and then you just lash out at someone. You're just, you know, like, I'm going to tell that person off, you know. You may want to take a step back, go to a place of Venus, love, pleasure, balance, you know, and take a step out of that energy for a minute. Because there's also an opposition going on. There's an opposition between, like I said, Leo, 5th house of courage, and Aquarius, Saturn, and Jupiter. An expansion of regulation, an expansion of restriction, authority, an expansion of discipline on large groups of people. But there's also this courage coming up. So you may want to just take a step back. You don't want to just like ruin your whole reputation, which would be Scorpio squared off to Saturn and Aquarius. Pluto energy here is connecting in with the sun as well, which was like, forget it, I'm just gonna start all over. If you're like remodeling a bathroom, you're just like, I'm just gonna rip down everything I did, it's not working, and I'm gonna start over and go to Home Depot and buy all the tiles again and blow thousands of dollars. But no, so you know, even though it looks okay and it looks fine, you're just, you know, you don't want to just rip it all apart. Take a step back, take a day off if you have to, because I mean, some things you can't undo. It can be very intense, so you want to just take a step back from the energy. Pluto to the sun, that's like, change is gonna happen. It's the judgment, and it's the Tower card. The sun to Mars, that's also a Tower card. That's like, here it comes. Scorpio energy would be like King of Cups, very intense emotions. And the Death card, which is not a literal death. It's, you know, this is going to change. I'm ripping out the bathroom. I'm not going to have it the way it was. I'm remodeling everything, even if I don't have the money or the time. So it's like, no, you don't want to do that. So thank you guys for tuning in. It might be that Aries friends are going to feel the brunt of this energy, and Gemini as well. Pisces too, and Capricorn because of Pluto. Scorpio, anybody with strong Scorpio in their chart will also really feel this energy as well. So if you have any Scorpio friends, you want to sort of be aware and cognizant of, it's not an excuse though. So planetary aspects are, it's an energy, it sort of influences, but you can choose to step aside, and law of attraction, you can choose to be positive instead of, you know, getting sucked up into like a whirlwind of this crazy energy. So thank you guys for tuning into my channel. I really appreciate you all, and I look forward to the tarot readings for tomorrow with this Yod energy. Thank you and take care.